Team 6, Aditya Kumar.
Yes, I'm here.
Team 7, Sachin and Souvik.
Team 7 present.
Team 8, Parth and Abhinav.
Yes, we are here.
Cool. Okay, so we'll begin now. So good evening everyone and welcome to Vividh Bharat, the Open India Quiz Finals conducted under Parakh 2.0 by the Quiz Club of Patna under the banner of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, celebrating the 75th years of independence. I am Khushi and I'll be your host for tonight. Okay, so let's begin with the finals. So we have 4 rounds in this quiz. First round will be a written round with 4 questions. Second round will be a pounce and bounce with 11 questions. Third round will again be a written round with 4 questions, and similarly fourth round will be a pounce and bounce round. So starting with the first round, which is a written round, the rules are this round contains 4 questions, and like for this we have the stake system. If you stake your answer, you'll get plus 20 if the answer is correct and minus 10 if the answer is wrong. And otherwise, the marking scheme is plus 10 and 0. So there will be no bonus points for full house. And for answering, please use the WhatsApp team channels. So on with the first question. X is believed to have existed 2500 years ago, but came into limelight after being used in well-documented wars in the 1800s against the East India Company. Nowadays, X is said to be an extension of the soldier's arm, which he uses when his bullets run out. Aside from being a deadly weapon, X is a versatile working tool in many homes. X is also religiously significant, with every X having a special notch that represents the Om or the cow hoof. X is also worshipped during festivals such as Vishwakarma Puja and Dashain. Identify X. So please write your answers in the WhatsApp team channels. And write all the 4 answers in a single message and tag the admins. All right, moving on to the next question. X is an Indian cricketer who was instrumental in India winning a sensational series despite all odds, on which a docu-series, Bandon Mein Hai Dum, has been made. Upon debut, X was given the jersey of an Indian great, raising controversy, after which this number was retired and X changed their jersey. Cricket fans have also christened X with a nickname that was initially meant to troll X, but now it is used in the opposite sense because of his knack for picking braces at crucial junctures. X also holds a record for the second fastest test half century by an Indian batsman. Identify X. So on to the next question. Question number 3. X is a teardrop-shaped island close to the capital of Lakshadweep. X is a famous tourist spot and was embroiled in legal battles between the administration and tourism operators, due to which it was shut down in 2010. In many South Indian languages, X literally translates to a precious metal. Identify X.
Could you please show the scoring scheme, because I'm not sure about what that stake means.
So Yes, so the scoring scheme is like if you're sure of your answer, you can like stake on it, and if you get it correct, you will be awarded 20 points, and if you get it wrong, you will be awarded minus 10 points. And if you're not so sure of your answer, you can just give us your guesses, and if it is correct, you will be awarded 10 points, otherwise zero. Like there will be no negative marking in the second case. Like hope this clears that.
Individual questions as well, right? Not the whole set.
Only for written round.
Yeah, but like
For these four questions.
we can stake individual questions. You don't have to stake the whole set, right?
Yes, you can stake. No, you have to stake individual. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Question number 4. People find references to this word X in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Mundaka Upanishad, the Rig Veda, and the Vishnu Puran, where it is used to refer to a class of dolphins found specifically in India, or rarely crocodiles. Contrary to the scary literal meaning, it is used to describe constellations, galaxies, or sometimes even the whole observable universe due to its uncanny resemblance to the animal. This specific species of dolphin have close relative found in the Indus, but the original ones are concentrated in the major mainland rivers of India. This forms the reason why they are also named Dash after the legendary king of Ikshvaku dynasty. Identify X. Okay, so you have 10 seconds to submit your answers. So we have received answers from team 7, team 8, team 2, team 1, team 4, 5, 3, and 6. Okay, so on to the answer discussion. So, any guesses for this one?
Is it Sangin?
Not really.
Bayonet.
So we will show you the answer. So the answer is kukuri, or as it is also called kukri. So the next question. So guesses for this one?
This has to be Shardul Thakur. He replaced Sachin Tendulkar's jersey, I'm sure. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yes. Yes, so the answer was Shardul Thakur. So the next question. Any guesses for this one?
Bangaram Island.
Yeah, right. Fourth question. So what is X?
Is it Irrawaddy?
So the answer is Shishumar. So we'll just check your answers. So have you guys figured out any connection between the 4 answers? Like this is not worth any points, just an additional question. So no connect.
Lord Vishnu, since Shardul Thakur is known as Lord, and I don't know, that's tear-eyed. I'm not sure. I'm that's
Okay, so these are the like names of the classes of the Indian Navy ships, like Bangar, Shardul, Shishu, Mar, and the first one. Okay, so like we have updated your scores in the score sheet. You can check them, and if you have any doubts or queries, you can like raise them here, or else we'll proceed to the next round. Okay, so moving
shouldn't
on.
Team 3 be 40? Excuse me. Shouldn't Team 3 be 40 since we answered Banagram and Shardul Thakur?
Wait. Yeah, but like, okay, so like the 20 is the stake. Like you're saying you stake that answer.
Yes. 20 is written just
Okay,
next to it.
cool. So yes, team 3 should be on 40. So we have updated your scores. Okay, on to the next round. So this round is a bounce and bounce round, and we'll go clockwise. This round contains 11 questions, and we'll go clockwise from team 1 to team 8, and the points for this round will be conserved. So like if any team answers a part of the question correctly, the next subsequent teams won't get the points for that part, even if they like guess that correctly. So, and the marking scheme is as follows. If you answer the question correctly, that is your direct question, you will be given plus 20 and plus 20 and a negative 10 if you bounce the question, and like if you get it correct, you'll get plus 20 and minus 10 if you get it wrong, and plus 10 or 0 on bounce. Yes, so for bouncing, please use the WhatsApp team channels. So on to the first question. So yeah, so like we'll follow the infinite bounce system. So the question will be bounced until we either get the correct answer or like no team is able to answer the question. So on to the first question. X traces its origin to liquor produced in the medieval ages. Originally produced as a medicine, this gained traction when the Brits were fighting the Dutch. The drink found favor with the British soldiers and hopped across the English Channel. X, till date, enjoys wide popularity in Britain. In 1850s, there was a surge in infections of a disease in India. The cure, which also served as the main ingredient of wine, was taken from bark of a tree. It tasted so awful that some chose to die rather than take the medicine. In response, this medicine was supplied by mixing it with X to remedy. Today, X is incomplete without Y. Identify the classic drink being talked about. So the pounds window is open. You can pounce on your team channels, and this is direct for questions for T1. So we have received a pounce from team 4.
Just a second. How do we pounce in the chat?
You just have to tag any of the admins and write your answer on WhatsApp group. Okay, so we are closing the pounds window in 5, 4, 3, 2, and so the pounds window is now closed. Team 1.
Yeah, so I'll go with gin and tonic.
Okay, so yes, which is the correct answer. So team 1 gets 20 points. Team 2 gets it right on pounds, so you will get 20. Team 4 also will also get. Oh, okay, wait.
How many marks are you awarding to Team 4?
20.
Okay.
So on to the next question, direct for team 2. This is an indigenous game which originated from one of the island union territories of the country. It draws inspiration from another very famous traditional sport, especially in the coastal regions, but with a twist. The equipment used in the sport is fashioned from the trunk of a coconut tree. It is critical that each participating team has the same number of players. Maximum 20 players are allowed at once in a team. The participants are seated such that their one foot is inside the device and another outside. The players move forward by applying force using their hands and legs. How is X different from the traditional game? Direct for team 2, and the pounds window is now open. Closing the pounds window in 5 seconds. Okay, so the pounds window is now closed. This was direct for team 2. So team 2, your guess.
Before we take the guess, this is like the one leg rowing in the Inle Lake, Myanmar. But when you ask what is the difference, like what exactly, like can you give us some hint?
So you're saying X is one leg growing in. Like, can you complete that?
So basically, they row with one hand, and they give direction with their legs, and I mean that's the difference. Basic difference that they don't use boats; they use like not proper boats, but like those trunks made out of. I mean the major difference is that they use legs.
So team 3, your guess.
Use rows. I mean because they use hands and feet. Was it?
Not really. Team 3.
Sorry. So, just a second. Yeah. So basically, I would like to say that I would like to update. Basically, say that this could be a row racing competition where they do not use the basic spades and they use their legs to move the boat. Aryan, do you have any guess? Because I think I just said anything. I think you can pass the question.
Okay, so team 4.
The modern version is an individual sport, and that was a team game, I guess.
Team 5.
They use rafts made up of coconut trunk instead of normal boats and move with their hands and legs instead of oars.
Team 6.
So in the coastal region games, they use snake boats, and in this X, they do use normal boats and use their legs to go ahead instead of rowers.
Team 7. Team 7.
No guesses.
Team 8.
Pass. We'll pass. No guesses.
Team 1.
Yeah, the similar guess that instead of boats they use like coconut trunk to like
as a boat only, as it floats on water.
Okay, so no one gets it
Master,
correct.
Quiz Master, can we just attempt it for bragging rights once again? I mean, is it because they just they do row the boat standing and not sitting because they have to spot the fishes under the weeds? I mean, is that the difference? Because that's this one.
No. So the answer is they actually played on land, unlike water. So it is called a soul trap, and like it is played on land and not in water. So on to the next question. And direct for team 3. X was the commander of the Maratha Navy and is now renowned for having fought off the might of the colonial powers at sea who were attempting to establish themselves in India in the early 18th century. Such was his naval prowess. A fictional character based on his son was shown in the famous Hollywood movie Y. A fort built by X is where the headquarters of the present Indian Navy's Western Naval Command stand, and also named after him. At the height of his power, X commanded hundreds of warships and thousands of sailors and was undefeated, unrivaled, and unmatched till his death. Even the East India Company, despite being at war, were forced to buy passes or pay taxes for letting their ships commute in Indian waters. Despite myths by the British, Dutch, and Portuguese, X used diplomacy and military tactics to defeat them every time. It is said he even employed Europeans to command his best vessels. Identify X and Y. So this is direct for team 3 and the pounds window is open.
Would you allow pounds for part answers?
No. If you pounds, you have to answer both the parts, otherwise you'll be awarded a negative. Team 5 has pounds. So close 20 seconds. Okay, so team 3.
Aryan, would you like to take a guess? Go ahead with that guess.
All right, I'll go with for X. I'll say it's Chhatrapati Shivaji, and Y. I'll say it's the Gwalior Fort.
So why is a movie? So we are going with Pirates of Caribbean. Just random mix.
Okay, so Y is indeed Pirates of Caribbean. So the question will now go to team 4 for X.
X is Kanoji Angre.
Yes, correct. So X is Kanoji Angre and Y is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. So team 5 guessed it correct on pounds. So team 5 will be given 20 points. Team 3 guessed Y correct. Team 3 guessed Y correct, so they'll be given 10 points. And team 4 guessed X correct on bound, so they'll be given 5 points. So on to the next question. And this will be direct for team number 5. League of Legends is one of the most played games of all time. It has a diverse host of characters, each having their own unique lore. Recently, they released a new character, Diana, who is of Southeast Asian origin. She uses a water-like weapon, which is based on a South Indian weapon X. The weapon can be concealed as a belt and requires a lot of skill to wield, as the user can easily harm themselves while spinning and thrashing the weapon about. On the other hand, it is extremely effective when used against a group of people. The skill was considered so deadly that the British banned its practice during their rule. It is speculated by the fans that the name of the character might be a reference to Y in Ramayana. In some iterations of the Ramayana, Y is said to be the primary builder of the bridge to Lanka, as they had the ability to make stones float on water. Y is said to possess this skill, as when they were young, they were often used to throw the statues of gods in water, and hence the sage decided that any rock thrown by Y into water will float. Identify X and Y. So direct for team 5, and now the pounds window are open. Okay, so we have an image for reference. So this is the character which has Southeast Asian roots, and it also shows the weapon in question. Okay, so team 7 has pounced. So closing, team 3 has also pounced, and now we are closing the pounce window in 5 seconds. Okay, so team pounce window is now closed. So we have pounces from T3, 7, 5. But team 5 was your direct. Okay, so team 6, your guesses?
For the Y part, I'll go with Null and Neil. X part, I don't know.
Okay, so yeah. Team 7 has.
Team 7, we want specific answers for X.
Y is Neil and
Don't say here. Here.
Team 8, X, here for X.
X is probably Urumi. UREM.
Team 8. Okay, so team 8 gets X correct, so they'll be given 5 points. Team 7 will be given minus 10 points.
So you said you want specific answer. They said Null and Neil. So you'll be giving them points.
We are giving them negatives, no? We want the specific answer for X and they didn't give the right answer. So we are giving them negatives.
Team got it right on pounds, so they'll be given 20 points. Team 20. Team 5 also got it correct on pounds. 20. Alright, team 5. 20 pounds. On to the next question. So the answer was Urumi and Neela.
Team 3 also got it correct on pounds.
I said that, no?
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Next question. For team 1. This will be direct for team 1. It was popularized by the son of a ruler of a princely state and was inspired by the chudidar. When the prince went to play polo in the UK, he needed a more comfortable outfit in order to play and described it to the tailor to make X tight around the calves, but to make it loose around the hip region to allow greater mobility. But when asked his name, the prince, not proficient in English, just said the name of his princely state and went away, hence giving X its name. The British saw the superiority of X and the style spread like wildfire among the British and has been worn by several famous personalities including Amelia Earhart. Identify X. Direct for team 1 and the pounds windows are open. This is direct for team 1. So please.
Okay, I actually pounced, so I'll just say it on direct when you tell me.
Yes. The pounds window will close in 5 seconds. Okay, so team 2 has also pounced. So that pounds window is now closed. So direct for team 1. Team 1, your answer?
So these are the Jodhpurs.
Yes, correct. So team 1 gets it right on their direct. So they will be given 20 points. Team 2, you guessed it wrong on pounds. So you'll be given minus 10. So next question. Direct for team 2. So despite skirmishes and political tensions between India and X, there is one rare occasion where we see an example of friendship between these two countries. This was possible due to the actions of a person Y who is revered as a hero in X because of his invaluable services on the front line during Second World War, for which he is honored every year on a special festival in Y. A memorial and a statue dedicated to Y, which people worship, is situated in X. This is also one of the only occasions where both India and X have published a postal stamp on the same person. There is also a tradition that has always been followed by the leaders of X whenever they arrive to India, that they visit the family of Y and honor them. In 1946, a movie was released on the immortal life of Y, as his acts are remembered even today. Identify the country X and the person Y. Direct for team 2 and the pounds windows are now open. Team 6 have pounced. So closing the pounds window in 5 seconds. Okay, so the pounds window is closed. Team 2, your answer? Team 2, any guesses?
Is it Dr. Kotnes and Solapur?
Okay, so Y is correct. For X, now the question will bounce to team 3.
So, yeah, country. I just need
Yes,
to
the
say
country X.
country is India.
So is this question now for team 3 or?
Yes, it is for team 3 or X.
Okay. X, World War II. Let's go with, it's not Pakistan, it shouldn't be Bangladesh. Let's go with China. China is fine, Aryan? Yes, we are going with China.
Okay, so X is indeed China. So team 2 gets Y correct. So they'll be given 10 points, and team 3 gets the country correct, so they'll be given 5 points. And team 6 gets it correct on pounds, so they'll be given 20 points. So moving on to the next question. So the answer is China, and it is Dwarkanath Kotnes. So the next question is direct for team 4. So after the British abolished slavery in the early 19th century, the Royal Navy liberated the captured African slaves that were being transported in the Indian Ocean region. As early as the 1830s, Africans liberated by British cruisers from Arab slaving towns taken to British India. They were initially placed with families or were locally employed. Orphanages and homes were set up for them, and they also learned languages like English and Hindi along with technical skills. Which community is this whose two-word name refers to the two places you would associate them with? Moving on, Sir Bartle, the then governor of Bombay Presidency and president of Royal Geographic Society, suggested the British who were doing something to recruit these group of people. These people went on important roles, even earning awards from the Royal Geographic Society. What work did they do? So direct for team 4 and the pound windows are now open.
So in this, you need the community and the work both, right?
Yes. So the pounds window is now closed and this was direct for team 4. So team 4, your guesses?
So the community is Bombay Africans, and they held the Geographic Society in, I guess, their expeditions.
Okay, so this is correct. So T4 gets plus 20. So the answer is the community is Bombay Africans and like they help with the exploration of Africa. So moving on to the next question, direct for team 5. Born in early 1900s in present day Telangana, Roy Rao had a flair for writing since a young age. His first work was published when he was only 18 years old. While the country was going through a turbulent time, he wrote a song to instill the sense of unity and patriotism among people. This piece of literature first got published in school textbooks, which then got translated to many languages. He was, however, not credited for this. Subbarao only got to know about this when one afternoon his granddaughter was reading it aloud from a textbook. Engraved in every child's memory, this piece of literature is printed on textbooks even today to inculcate patriotism in students. The family members have urged the government many a times to include Subbarao's name as the author in textbooks and also to recommend him for Padma Award considering the widespread impact of his work. What are we talking about? So this is direct for team 5 and the pounds windows are open. Responses from team 3, team 6.
So when you say what are we talking
And
about,
team two.
how exactly do you want the answer to be? Like you want some keywords or explaining would do?
Keywords.
Okay. Team 1 is also bouncing.
Okay. So we'll close the pounds window in 5 seconds. Okay, so we have bounces from team 1, 8, 2, 6 and 3 and the pounds window is now closed. So team 5, your answer?
He wrote the national pledge.
Yes, correct. He wrote the national pledge. So team 5 gets plus 20. Team 3, 6, 2 and 1. Team 3, 6, 2 and 1 gets it correct on pounds, so they'll get plus 20 as well. Teammate, well,
It is similar.
minus 10.
Oh,
Okay, so moving on to the next question. Established even before independence, the brand had humble beginnings as it began by selling a product to beat the blistering heat. Gradually, they grew into another product for which they are known today. A traditional, hand-operated wooden drum was used to churn milk, sugar, salt, and dash. They even offered home delivery with the product packed in a thermos. The company remained ahead in the market on the strength of the vegetarian label when the consumers were rather comprehensive of an ingredient being derived from animals. Another homegrown brand had exceptionally aggressive pricing. As a countermeasure, the brand used buy one get one free scheme that made them a prominent player in the industry. Today, the brand offers more than 200 varieties of the product, and its tapping of local flavors has seen its consumer base expanding. What brand are we talking about? So this is direct for Team 6 and the pounds windows are now open. Team 4 is pounced. This is direct for Team 6.
So can I answer now?
Not yet. The pounds window is still open. So closing the pounds window within after 5 seconds. Team 2 has also pounced and now the pounds window is closed. So Team 6, your answer?
Is it Vadilal's ice cream?
Yes, right. This is Vadilal's. So Team 2 gets it correct on pounds, but Team 4, your answer is wrong. So they'll be given minus 10. Okay, so next question, direct for Team 7. The demand for mud crabs in Southeast Asian countries has been driving up steadily over the years. As mud crabs exported from India to meet the rising demands, locals in X started venturing farther into rivers and restricted areas to collect them. Due to this, there has been an increase in the number of attacks of a certain type leading to deaths. Many of these deaths are not reported as the locals enter these areas illegally. According to local folk tales, wherever these attacks occur, that place becomes the worship site of a goddess Vai, and it is believed Vai's arch nemesis appears in the disguise of the attacker in the above attacks. The story of Vai is a well-documented one, with the author Amitav Ghosh basing one of his famous novels on this legend. Identify X and Y. Direct for Team 7 and the pounds windows are now open. Okay, so we'll be closing the pounds window after 5 seconds. Okay, the pounds window is now closed. Team 7, your answer? Team 7.
Why is Durga? And no idea for X, so pass, I guess.
Team 8.
I think why is Kalki.
Can you repeat that, please?
X probably will be Kerala.
And why? Um, okay, so team 1.
So I'll guess like X would be Sundarbans, so tiger deaths would lead to the worship site of a goddess Durga as the. So Sundarbans and Durga is my guess.
Okay, so X is Sundarbans. So team 1 will get 5 points. And for Y, this question will now be bounced to team 2. Team 2, your guess for Y?
Is why Bon BB and the book The Hungry Tide?
Yes, right. Y is 1BB and X is Sundarbans. So team 2 gets 5 points. And no one guessed it on pounds. So on to the next question. Direct for team 3. Spread over a vast expanse, Mughal Garden is often portrayed as soul of the presidential palace. Home to a variety of flowers, roses remain a key feature. The Mughal gardens include roses named after people of national and international fame. One such variety is named X. This news set off a flurry of tweets as people thought that a politician inspired the name. However, against common speculations, the inspiration behind the name was a famous rose cultivator. Identify X. So we'll show you an image. So like this is basically the reaction of people after knowing that there is a rose in Mughal palace which is named X. So this is direct for team 3. Okay, so team 5 and team 4.
Side, I just need to read the last 2 tweets, if you don't mind.
Okay, so yeah, sure. So it says Valentine's Day gift from Pranav Da. Then better than launching $1 billion populist scheme in the person's name. Then just a flower, ridiculous, but can't shrug it off. At least it is not something like dash whatsoever Yojana. So team 4, 5 and 7 have bounced. Closing the bounce window.
I'll also
now.
that team will is also bouncing.
Okay, we'll consider your bounce. Okay, so we have bounces from 1, 6, 4, 7 and 5. So this was direct for team 3. So team 3, your answer?
I think Valentine's Day gift from Pranav. It's written there Pranav Mukherjee, right? So there's also a flower named after Pranav Mukherjee, but you are not going for it. I think Sonia Gandhi should be the politician, but there was a flower named after Sonia, and also one was named after the wife of Pranav Mukherjee. So I think we should go with Sonia. We're going with Sonia. We're going with Sonia Gandhi. Sonia Gandhi.
Okay, Sonia is the correct answer. Team 3 gets plus 20. Team 5 gets it wrong. They'll get minus 10. Team 7 minus 10. Team 4 minus 10. Team 6 minus 10. Team 1 plus 20. So the answer is Sonia. So like the tweet says, Holy F, Mughal Gardens, Rashtrapati Bhavan has named a flower after Sonia. Okay, so the first bounce and bounce round ends here. We'll start with the second written round. So the rules are the same. This round contains 4 questions. And each question, again, will follow the same, like that stake scheme. If you like stake your answer, you'll be given plus 20 if it is correct. Otherwise, minus 10. And elsewise, you'll be awarded plus 10 if you get the answer correct. And 0 if you get it wrong. And there are no bonus points for full house. and please answer via the team WhatsApp group and in a single message, and please take tag the quizmaster at the end. Okay, so on with the first question. XY is a two-word phrase that originated in a British Army transit camp near Mumbai. The first word X was slang which was derived from the name of camp and the town it was situated in. This phrase referred to the apparent madness of men waiting for ships back to Britain after their tour. Later, this phrase shortened to just X and was used as an adjective for mad or eccentric. Y is a commonly used word in Hindi or Sanskrit for fever. Identify the phrase.
Quizmaster, the slide has changed.
Oh, yes. Oops, so sorry. So, 5 years ago, the General Secretary of a political party openly expressed their disapproval about the usage of the word X as shown in the magazine cover. The reason of discord was due to the fact that X is often used in a very stereotypical sense in a derogatory and insulting manner, which the magazine had blatantly ignored to keep in line with the alliterative naming of the title. X's origin traces its root from the local word for an instrument player. Identify the word X. Okay, on to the next question. This edible item X is an integral part of many households and cuisines across India. X is one of the ingredients discovered in what is believed to be the world's oldest curry at about 4,000 years old, found in a pot recovered from an excavated site of the Harappan civilization, the other being turmeric and ginger. X has multiple names in English, with the two most commonly used being a doublet. That is, they have the same etymological root that comes from Arabic, but they travel different routes after that, one through Portuguese and other from French and Catalan. Identify any one of these two names of X. On to the next question. Question number 4. The initial part of X is derived from the Hindi word of an item essential to play in several sports. Most modern forms of X require a membership, and X has existed since the time that the British ruled India. X is very similar to another word in English with Greek roots where one displays their athletic abilities. Since people need to bring the above second part of X came from the Persian word used to such places. X is found in many places of Asian countries. Identify
Can you please for the previous question, the fourth one?
Can you do just a quick rerun of the last two questions?
Okay, we'll do a rerun. Third question. So this edible item is an integral part of many households and cuisines, and it was like discovered in the world's oldest curry. So you have to name. The edible item X. And the next question. The initial part of the word is derived from the Hindi word of an item essential to playing several sports. And it is also similar to another word in English with Greek roots. So you have to tell what word it is. So we have received answers from all the team except 5 and 2. So please hurry up and send your answers. Okay, so moving on to the answer discussion. So any guesses for the first question?
Is X Bukhar or Bukhari?
So it is actually Dulali Tap. So on to the next question. So guesses for second question?
This is Paraya.
Yeah, right, correct. So on to the third question.
Brinjal.
Yeah, correct. Brinjal. Fourth question.
Is it Gymkhana?
Yeah, this is Gymkhana. Check your answers and update the score sheet. The final scores have been updated. Please check them once. And if no one has any problem, we can proceed.
Just a minute, Quizmaster, please. We're just
Yes.
rechecking.
Yeah, sure.
Quizmaster, when we are calculating manually, the number is greater than the total score. Is there a formula error or something like that? Team 2, could you just please quickly recheck the...
The same for team 6 also. Like I should get 90, but it's 80 in total.
Yeah, maybe...
Team 2 and team 6. Okay.
Team 1 also, after the first one, it should be 75, not 60.
Okay, just a minute. We'll recalculate the scores manually at the end, so don't worry about that. Any other queries? Okay, so moving on to round 4 and the final round. So this is again a pounds and bounds round, and in this round we'll move anti-clockwise. So the rules for this round are: this round contains 11 questions, and we'll move in anti-clockwise direction. The points will be conserved, and the marking scheme is the same: plus 20, 0 on direct question, plus 20 minus 10 on pounds, and plus 10, 0 on bounds. So on to the first question. So this will be direct for team 2. So as we ended the previous round at team 3. So 12th question. X is a very famous Indian actress renowned for her portrayal of tragic, sorrowful and melancholic sequences. Before rising to popularity in the Bollywood industry and being dubbed as the Queen of Dash for her recurrent occurrences playing a certain role with similar undertones in several movies, X played a certain uncanny character Y. The role was completely unrelated to what X is associated with today. The role involved donning of a spandex suit with mask, which was predominantly played by males during that time. In recent times, Y is one of the most popular characters in its genre with a huge fan base of its own, but X's portrayal of the role caught everyone's attention since it was the first movie starring Y in India and second movie worldwide having the protagonist's gender swapped. Identify the actress X and the iconic character Y. Direct for team 2 and the pounds windows are now open. Window now. So team 2, this is your direct question, your answer. Team 4, your pounds will not be considered. Team 2, your answer.
We are guessing X as Madhubala and Y as superhero movies.
We need a more specific answer for Y. Like it says iconic character Y, right?
Is this the character of Indrani?
Alright, so team 1.
So for the actress, I'll go with Meena Kumari.
And your guess for Y?
For a lack of a better guess, I'll also go with Indrani.
Team 8. Team 8. Team 8, your answer?
Sharmila Tagore.
And no guesses for Y? Team 7?
No.
Pass.
Team 6?
For X, I'll go with Nirupa Rai. For Y, I will pass.
Alright, so X is correct. So now for Y, the question will be bounced to team 5.
We shall pass.
Team 4?
Y is Superman and X is Nirupa Rai.
Yes, right. So team 4 gets Superman correct, so they'll be given 5 points. And team 6 gets Nirupa Roy correct, so they'll be given 10 points. Okay, so the next question is for team 3. Direct for team 3. So team 6 will also get 5 points. Sorry for that.
Sorry, this is direct for 3.
Team 3. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Team 3.
You'll be reading the question, right?
6 used to signify royalty status and was held in the possession of the Viceroy of British India. After the end of the British Raj, both India and Pakistan wanted to claim the ownership of this elegant treasure. The commandants of both sides agreed that it would be apt to make the decision with a coin toss. With growing security concerns, excess use became limited to only ceremonial purposes, and eventually its usage in public was discontinued. The tradition of its use was revived in 2014, used again in 2017, however not in 2022, when there was another opportunity. What is X? Direct for team 3 and the pounds windows are now open. Team 6 have pounced. Team 1 have pounced. Team 5 have pounced. We have received pounces from 1, 5 and 6. Closing the pounce window. Now. Team 3, your answer?
Yes. So these are the president's bodyguards, and these instances were the election of presidents. Like I think it's echoing. So the answer is basically the president's bodyguard, that horse cavalry where they are with some sword kind of thing. Is my voice audible?
Team 2. Team 2, your guess?
Pass.
So team 1 has pounced. So team 8. Team 8, your answer? Team 8. Alright, team
Pass,
7.
pass. Is it Imperial Crown?
Team 6, they have pounced. Team 5 have pounced. Team 4.
Are these British coins?
Okay, so the answer is President's Buggy. So team 1, 6 and 5 they got correct on pounds, so they'll be given 20 points. So on to the next question, direct for team 2 again. So Smarter, a Hyderabad-based startup, developed a mobile application based on augmented reality for school students to learn on real-life virtual models. However, this was not the claim to fame for this app in 2014. It provided the mobile users a platform to experience and participate in one of India's most important milestones. The popular Instagram filters that allow us to interact with virtual objects such as Minecraft filter and Spectacles filter were made using similar methods. What was this app's claim to fame in 2014? So this is direct for team 2 and the pounds windows are open. Team 4 has pounced.
So like in this, you just need like that event milestone, or you want
Not
the
milestone, but like that same you
team
can
one will also pounce.
like how relate that milestone with that app. Team 6 has bounced.
Yeah, team one is typing.
Team 6, we need a more specific answer. This won't work. Team 1 has pounced. Closing the pounce window after 5 seconds. So the pounce window is now closed. Team 2, your answer. Team 7 has also pounced. Team
Yeah,
2?
so the app lets you take a selfie with Mangalyaan.
Yes, that's correct. Team 2 gets plus 20. Team 4 gets plus 20. Team 1 gets plus 20. Team 6. Team 6 will get a minus 10 and Team 7 will get a minus 10.
Excuse me.
So on to the next. Yes, yes.
Team 5 hasn't received the points for question number 13. We pounced and it was correct.
Team 5.
The presidential buggies,
Yes,
that
right.
question.
Yes, Team 5 will get 20 for the previous question. Please update the score sheet. So moving on to the next question, direct for Team 1. Go for broke. Always try and do too much. Dispense with safety nets. Take a deep breath before you begin talking. Aim for the stars. Keep grinning. Be bloody minded. Argue with the world. And never forget that writing is as close as we get to keeping a hold on the 1001 things, childhood, certainties, cities, doubts, dreams, instincts, praises, parents, loves that go on slipping like sand through our fingers. The above extract is taken from a collection of 70 essays that covers an astonishing range of subjects: the politics of colonialism and the ironies of culture, film, politicians, the Labour Party, religious fundamentalism, racial prejudice, and the preciousness of the imagination and of free expression. All this is synonymous with the writer of these essays. Identify the writer. Direct for Team 1 and the pounce window is open. Team 5 has pounced. Okay, Team 2, 6, 4, 5 and 3 have pounced. So
Direct
we are
for one,
closing
right?
Yes, direct for 1. So we are closing the pounce window now. So Team 1, your answer.
I'll go with Salman Rushdie on this one.
Yes, right. The answer is Salman Rushdie. Team 7, your pounds will not be considered. So Team 3, Team 4 will get a minus 10. Team 3 will get plus 20. Team 6 will get a minus 10. Team 2 gets plus 20. And Team 7, your pounds won't be considered.
Team 5 had also points.
Team 5 also plus 20, right. On to the next question, direct for Team 8. The first mention of the existence of X in Assam is in the Bharata, which states that the people brought X from the banks of Lohitya, an ancient river, for the king. Similarly, Mughal texts from the 17th century have chronicled the practices of obtaining X. The process of obtaining natural X is a complicated one and known only to few with the hereditary expertise lying with one of the oldest inhabitants of the state of Assam, the Bodo. The tribe later became subjects of the Ahoms and were then called mentioned word. One of the highest carriers of X was the river Subarnashri, which originates in Tibet before meandering into Assam with strong currents leading to higher amounts of X. After British occupation, this trade came to an end due to socio-political reasons like the growth of the tea and oil industry as well as geological reasons. Identify X. Direct for Team 8. So we have bounces from Team 4, Team 5 and 1. So we are closing the bounce window. Now, so team 2, team 8.
Lotus seeds.
Can you please repeat?
Lotus seeds.
Team 7.
Is it gold?
Yes, right. X is gold. Team 7 gets plus 10. Team 2 gets 20. Team 3 gets plus 20. Team 5 again 20. Team 4 gets a minus 10. Team 1 gets a 20. So, moving on to the next question. Direct for Team 6. X is a ritual art manifestation of worship practiced by Hindu Manipuris that has featured on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. It consists of narrative singing and dancing and is woven within the framework of sacred rituals and ceremonies. X is always performed within an Indian inside a hall that is attached to a temple. A decade ago, with the help of Google Earth satellite imagery identified in Manipur, one of which is Y, the world's largest mandala completely constructed of mud. Y was declared as a protected historical site by the Manipur government in the very same year. Identify X and Y. Direct for Team 6. And we have a miss quoting the question. Team 4 has pounced. Okay, so the bounce window is closed now. Team 6, your answer?
For X, is it Satriya dance? And why pass?
Team 5.
X would be Sankirtana and Y would be Unakoti.
Okay, so X is correct. For Y, the question will be bounced to Team 4. Team 4, your guess for Y?
We are pounced.
Oh, sorry. Team 3?
No idea.
Team 2?